So firstly, you're going to want to chop up your vegetables. You're going to need celery, celery root, red onion, and leek. Make sure to chop everything more or less the same size so that it cooks evenly in the stock. The next thing you're going to need to do is break down your whole chicken. Start off by popping the bones of the legs out and just cutting them to create a thigh and a drumstick piece. Next, you're going to snap off the wings using your hands and a knife. Optionally, you can take off the skin of the chicken breast. I prefer to take it off just because later on I don't really use the skin, so there's really no point in having it. When you're cutting off the breasts, cut along the breastbone, making sure to take off as little actual meat as possible. We want all of the meat to be left on the meat and all of the bone to be meat-free. To get the bone out of the thigh piece, you basically just want to make a cut along the drumstick and then along the thigh. The goal is to make sure that the bone comes out intact and ready for the stock. And we want to keep the meat intact as well so that we can use it for another purpose. Just scrape the bones with your knife as you see I'm doing here to get as much meat off of the bone as possible. Throw all of your bones into a stock pot and make sure to wash them thoroughly with cold water for about 5 minutes. We basically just want to get as much of the external gunk out as possible so that we have less to strain in the soup later on. Just keep rinsing and repeating until the water is clear. Once you've cleaned your bones, just fill up the stock pot with cold water to the brim and put it on a low flame until we start to see some gunk and some small bubbles coming up. As the soup is coming up to temperature, make sure to get as much of the gunk as possible. Add an aromatic such as thyme and bay leaves and leave the soup to simmer for about 2 hours. Make sure to ladle off any foam or gunk every 30 minutes. After the 2 hours are up, add in your vegetables from earlier and put that on flame for another hour. Once the hour is up, take out all the big pieces with a ladle or a spoon of some sort and strain the soup through a fine mesh strainer. Strain it back into a container or a pot of choice. And your wonderful all-purpose chicken stock is finished. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.